Okay, so I'm going to talk about brains, but I'm also going to talk about how they don't work, because I want to talk about traumatic brain injury. My reasons for doing that, I am a brain injury survivor, and my reasons for wanting to talk about it is it's very common. 10 times more brain injuries get diagnosed than the whole total of multiple sclerosis, HIV, AIDS, and breast cancer. And together, that's 10 times more. That's in the US per year. They come in 3 flavors: severe, moderate, and mild. Mild making up 75%. And that's actually, those are actually scientific medical terms, because what they're measuring is, well, mild means, I'm having trouble keeping up with my slides. Mild means that you were not unconscious, or you were unconscious for less than 30 minutes, and that you were disoriented for less than 24 hours, and that you didn't crack your head open. But that's all it means. It doesn't mean that the brain injury and what you're experiencing is mild. Part of why I wanted to tell you this too is because that mild term really throws people. How brain injuries happen is the brain floats in your skull, so it gets slammed back and forth, and also the axons where the neurons connect get sheared by the movement of the brain. Now, one thing in all TBIs, the red area that's up there is the prefrontal cortex, and that almost always gets damaged. And your prefrontal cortex is essentially your CPU. And you know, it's your executive assistant, it's the switchboard operator, and what that covers also is your executive function. So that's like planning, organizing, your working memory, your ability to make decisions, and that's all gone. It's like a bomb went off in here, and she ran out the door running, ran out the door of the building. And so things that you used to be able to do automatically are no longer there, and it's a very strange feeling. It's just, you don't feel like yourself. And it's sort of like having ADD on really hot drugs, because you can't stay focused, you can't remember a thought long enough to put it together with another thought. It's like all 3 words of the Nike slogan are broken. There's no just, it takes a whole lot more work to do stuff. The doing, one of the things that gets damaged in the prefrontal cortex is the motivation. That means the ability to initiate a task and actually carry it through. And it's all overwhelming. You don't even know which thing needs to be done. So all of this together, and part of what the prefrontal cortex does is gives us our sense of ourself, and you lose it with a brain injury. It just feels like your head's open and everything's gone. One of the things that happens is people say, well, what the heck, you look fine to me, and the person is feeling like this. So now the good news is our brains do heal. We now know that we remap, and new neurons grow, and I thought I was their neuroplasticity is the remapping of the brain. It takes time. The brain tissue grows very slowly. And one of the other things as you are doing that is you have the opportunity to choose what you want to put back into you. You can, because you're remapping, you have a lot of opportunity there. And what happens is you hear about post-traumatic stress disorder. What you don't hear about is post-traumatic growth. And you guys can Google it. There's actually a lot of information out there about post-traumatic growth. It is that once you're through the trauma and you've rebuilt your life, often people are much happier with their lives. I wouldn't wish a brain injury on anybody, but I'm happier with who I am now, having had to go through that. And one more thing too, is wear helmets. And it just, there we go. Yeah, so wear helmets, and they protect about you from a 50 to 85% of brain injuries. So thanks.